The G20 Foreign Ministers meeting under India's ongoing G20 presidency will be held tomorrow on 2nd March, but it would start with a gala dinner tonight. It would be under the chairmanship of our External Affairs Minister, Dr. S. Jaishankar. This would be the second ministerial meeting being held under our presidency so far. As you all know, the first ministerial meeting has just concluded in Bangalore, which was of the finance ministers and central bank governors meeting. The venue of G20 foreign ministers meeting is going to be Rashtrapati Bhavan Cultural Center. Overall, 40 delegations are expected to participate in this meeting. For your benefit, I'm sure you are aware of them, but I would still read out the countries: Argentina, Australia, Brazil, Canada, China, European Union, France, Germany, India, of course, as the host, Indonesia, both as the immediate past president, also the ASEAN chair, Italy, Japan, Mexico, South Korea, Russia, Saudi Arabia, South Africa, Turkey, UK, US. These are the G20 G20 member countries who would be there. Among the 9 guest countries participating at the level of foreign ministers are Bangladesh, Egypt, Mauritius, Netherlands, Nigeria, Oman, Singapore, Spain, and the United Arab Emirates. Besides the participation of these countries, which I said comprising of over 40 delegations, this would also include 13 international organizations who will be participating in the meeting. Surely it is one of the largest gathering of the foreign ministers hosted by any G20 presidency that we would be privileged to host tomorrow. The theme of India's G20 presidency, as has been enunciated repeatedly, is Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, roughly translating into one earth, one family, one future. For India, the G20 presidency also marks the beginning of Amrit Kal, which will lead to the centenary of our independence towards a futuristic, prosperous, inclusive and developed society with human-centric approach at its very core. This is also the spirit which propelled us to organize the Voice of the Global South Summit in January earlier this year, which, as you are aware, saw participation of over 125 countries. During the foreign ministers meeting tomorrow, the external affairs ministers will be chairing 2 sessions of the foreign ministers meeting. The first session will focus on 3 principal sub-items. First of them relating to multilateralism. Second, something which is very crucial for the developing world, the issues related to food and energy security. And the third, the larger question of templates of development cooperation. The second session, which will focus on 4 or 5 other key issues, again relevant not just for the developing world but also for the global community as a whole. One of them would focus on new and emerging threats. This would include naturally the challenges of countering terrorism, counter narcotics. On the more development oriented considerations, that second session would also focus on global skill mapping, how the G20 can pool together its efforts to do global skill mapping, focus on global talent pool, and also the questions relating to humanitarian assistance and disaster risk reduction. So if you look at the agenda of the foreign ministers meeting for tomorrow, it would be broadly structured along two sub-verticals. One, as I said, relating to multilateralism, food, energy security and development cooperation, and the second one relating to new emerging threats, counter-terrorism, global skill mapping and HADR issues. The agenda of the foreign ministers meeting tomorrow is also situated in the larger set of priorities of India's G20 presidency, which under the vision of the Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi include: 1. Inclusive and resilient growth. 2. Progress along with an action plan on the SDGs. 3. The entire rubric of green development and sustainable lifestyles, in particular the lifestyle for environment. 4. Technological transformation, including the full range of discussions and what the G20 societies can come together and contribute to the concept and the specifics of public digital infrastructure. Reforming multilateral institutions, I've already mentioned, is also among the priorities for India's G20 presidency, as also issues related to women-led development and international peace and harmony. On the sidelines of the G20 foreign ministers meeting, External Affairs Minister is also expected to meet his counterparts from other countries who are visiting Delhi for this meeting. This would naturally be an opportunity to discuss issues of bilateral importance between India and those countries with whom the minister would be meeting. Perhaps you could move the mic slightly back from that, please. Yeah, thank you. At the end of the G20 meeting tomorrow, we expect that the visiting ministers from the G20 countries and the guest countries, as also the heads of the other delegation, would also get an opportunity to call on the Honorable Prime Minister